The art of seduction is one that has been studied for centuries. From ancient Greek philosophers like Plato to modern-day pickup artists, men have always been fascinated by the ways in which women attract and seduce them. But what if the game of seduction is not just a matter of charm and good looks? What if there is a deeper, more psychological aspect to it? This is exactly what Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, tried to unveil in his works. He saw through the veil of physical beauty and tried to understand the true nature of female allure. In today's society, we often see women being portrayed as objects of male desire, but Plato's philosophy challenges this perspective and calls for a deeper understanding of the complexities of female nature. So join us as we delve into Plato's teachings and explore the hidden truths about women that he revealed. Allegory of the Cave. Plato's Allegory of the Cave is a story about a group of prisoners who have been chained up in a cave since birth. They can only look ahead of them and are forced to make their judgments about the world based on the shadows that they see on the wall in front of them. One prisoner breaks free from his chains and climbs up the cave wall to find himself outside in the sunlight. He is initially blinded by the light, but eventually his eyes adjust and he is able to see the world as it really is. When he returns to the cave to share his experience with the other prisoners, they do not believe him and think that he is crazy. Plato uses this allegory to illustrate the human condition and our search for knowledge and enlightenment. The prisoners represent those who are trapped in a world of ignorance and illusion, while the outside world represents the realm of true knowledge and reality. However, the allegory also has some interesting implications for our understanding of women. The prisoner who escapes the cave can be seen as a man who has broken free from the chains of ignorance and has gained knowledge about the true nature of reality. This knowledge includes a deeper understanding of women, who are often portrayed as objects of desire and distraction in many societies. By escaping the cave, the man gains a new perspective on women and sees them as more than just objects of his desire. He understands that they are complex human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. This is a radical idea in a society where women are often objectified and dehumanized. Plato's allegory suggests that men who refuse to break free from the chains of ignorance will remain trapped in a world of illusions and will continue to objectify women for their own pleasure. Symposium. The Symposium is one of Plato's most famous works, and it is a dialogue about love and desire. The conversation takes place at a party hosted by the character Apollodorus, who invites a group of men to discuss the topic of love. Each person gives a speech on their understanding of love and its importance in human life. Some of the speeches are humorous, while others are more philosophical. One of the most famous speeches is given by the character Aristophanes, who presents a rather cynical view of love and marriage. He argues that humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs and a head with 2 faces, but that Zeus split them into 2 separate beings because they were too powerful. Aristophanes' speech touches on an important aspect of Plato's philosophy, namely the idea that humans are inherently incomplete and that we are constantly searching for what is missing. This idea is also relevant to our understanding of women. Plato believed that men and women are like 2 halves of a whole, and that we are all incomplete without the other half. This is why he argued that love and desire are so important in human life, because they drive us to seek out our other half and to complete ourselves. However, Aristophanes' speech also suggests that women are not merely objects of male desire, but are also agents in their own right. By arguing that humans were originally created with 2 faces, he implies that women are not just passive recipients of male attention, but are also active participants in the creation of their own destiny. Phaedrus. Plato's Phaedrus is another dialogue that explores the nature of love and desire, but it takes a more mystical approach than the Symposium. The characters in Phaedrus are discussing the nature of true love when they come across a beautiful young man named Phaedrus. The dialogue then shifts to a discussion of Phaedrus' character and the effects he has on those around him. Plato uses this shift to explore the idea that beauty can inspire different responses in different people. For some, such as the character Hermes, beauty is a source of great joy and pleasure. For others, such as the character Allegory, beauty can be a source of pain and suffering. In Phaedrus, Plato argues that it is our attitude towards beauty that determines whether it will be a source of pleasure or pain in our lives. If we approach beauty with a sense of wonder and awe, it will enhance our lives. But if we approach beauty with a sense of entitlement or greed, it will cause us suffering. This idea is also relevant to our understanding of women. Women, like beauty in general, can inspire different responses in different men. Some men may be inspired by a woman's beauty to become better versions of themselves, while others may be consumed by their desire for her and lose sight of everything else in their lives. Ultimately, it is up to each individual man to decide how he will respond to the presence of a beautiful woman. And it is our attitude towards women that determines whether they will be a source of pleasure or pain in our lives. The Republic. Plato's Republic is one of his most comprehensive works, and it covers a wide range of topics, including the ideal form of government, the nature of justice, and the role of women in society. In Book 5 of the Republic, Plato discusses the role of women in his ideal society and makes some rather controversial claims for the time period. He argues that women should have the same access to education as men, and that they should be allowed to participate in politics. Plato also argues that there is no reason why women should be ashamed of their bodies, and that they should be free to choose their own partners. These ideas were radical for ancient Greece, where women were generally considered to be inferior to men and were denied access to education and public life. Plato was one of the first thinkers to challenge these traditional views and to argue for the equality of the sexes. However, Plato's views on women are not limited to their political or social roles. In Book 7 of the Republic, Plato uses an allegory to describe the different types of love that exist in the human soul. One of these loves is erotic love, which he describes as a love of beauty. Plato argues that erotic love is not simply a physical attraction, but is actually a longing for the beauty of the ideal form of love. This ideal form of love is represented by the character of Diotima in the Symposium, who teaches Socrates about the different levels of love and desire. According to Plato, the pursuit of erotic love can lead to great heights, but it can also lead to great suffering. It all depends on our attitude towards beauty and our ability to control our desires. By exploring these different texts, we gain a deeper understanding of Plato's philosophy and his views on women. Plato was a complex thinker who wrestled with many of the same issues that we are still grappling with today. His work continues to be relevant because it addresses universal human experiences that transcend time and culture. Whether we agree with Plato's views or not, his ideas challenge us to think deeply about the nature of love, desire, and beauty, and our place in the world. So the next time you hear someone dismissing Plato as an old, dead white guy, remember that he was also a brilliant philosopher who had a lot to say about the human condition. And his insights into the nature of women are both fascinating and thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.